We sincerely apologize for bringing the news to you at this time. On Global TV News Express, federal government accesses hospitals, targets affordable healthcare for Nigerians. Lagos State lawmakers impeach Speaker Mudashiru Obasa. In business, 250 firms dump distribution companies, generate 6,500 megawatts over serial outages. On the foreign scene, South Korea's impeached president gets pay rise. And in sports, Nigeria Football Federation unveils Eric Shelle as Super Eagles coach. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nightcomsat. The Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, has explained that the military follows strict protocols before executing any airstrike across the various theaters of operations. Musa stated that the military conducts its airstrikes with precision, arding the civilians and not deliberately targeted. Musa, who was reacting to the recent accidental killing of 16 civilians in Zamfara on Saturday, spoke during an interview on TV on Monday. In the meantime, suspected members of the Islamic group Boko Haram terrorists have reportedly killed a yet-to-be-known number of farmers in Kukawa local government area of Borno State. According to reports, the incident occurred on Sunday in a village called Kayakura in Kukawa, and residents in the area who confirmed the incident say many farmers were abducted by the terrorists. Meanwhile, the State Commissioner of Information and Internal Security, Usman Tar, confirmed the attack in a statement, calling on the armed forces to track and neutralize the criminals. On health matters, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pati, has disclosed that an independent assessment has been conducted to evaluate the quality of care in tertiary hospitals across the country. Pati, speaking at an interview, noted that the survey was carried out by the National Tertiary Hospital Standards Committee in order to evaluate the quality of care provided to patients. He explained that the committee was formed based on the provisions of the National Health Act of 2014. A chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Kano State, Mukhtar Ishaq, has trained over 1,400 youths on information technology. The exercise was organized in line with the party's national chairman, Dr. Abdullahi Gandoje's commitment to youth empowerment across Kano State. Global Television's Northwest correspondent Idris Jibrin reports.
Drawn from the 44 local government areas of Kano State, these youth were trained on various aspects of information technology under the Mukhtaria Foundation of the All Progressive Congress.
For the first 5 years, we have been doing it, and every year we are increasing the number of intake in the school. So we'd like to continue with that.
According to these APC chieftains in Kano, the training program aligns with the commitments of the APC national chairman to youth empowerment across the country.
As you know, our political godfather, Baba Ganduje, has been in the forefront of actualizing skills acquisition in Kano State with the establishment of Dangote Skills Acquisition Center.
Chairing the occasion, leader of the Northern Lawmakers, Alhassan Ado Dogwa, clarifies the position of the House regarding the controversial tax reform bill as he challenged political representatives to adopt alternative education system such as this one.
Education, I want to repeat, education. Education is so huge a project that the government cannot do it alone. Take, for instance, the tax reform bills, to which we are all standing vehemently against. We are standing against it because we believe it might not work out well for the people we are representing. It doesn't matter who is the governor of Kano State, but at least I am an indigenous of Kano State. It doesn't matter who is the governor in Kazina, or in Kaduna, or in Zamfara, or in Enugu. But any program that comes to bear negatively to the fortunes of our respective governments in our respective states, then those of us who are on the floor of the House of Representatives to hold brief for our people will dare not allow any policy that will come and be detrimental to the interests and aspirations of our own people.
About 1,410 of these youth have now benefited from this training program and are expected to become self-reliant. From Kano, Idris Jobrin reporting for Global Television News.
Now on judicial matters, the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongban Mensem, has cautioned judges of courts with coordinate jurisdiction against delivering conflicting judgments. Justice Dongban Mensem issued the warning during the commencement of the special sitting of the Court of Appeal in Enugu, emphasizing the importance of the rigorous conference process where justices deliberate collectively on cases. She noted that this practice will be strictly upheld under the leadership of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, urging legal practitioners to familiarize themselves with the Court of Appeal's rules to ensure efficient court proceedings. 32 members of the Lagos State House of Assembly has impeached Speaker Mudashiru Obasa over allegations of abuse of office and gross misconduct. Obasa, who represents Agege State constituency in 2007, has been accused of spending 17 billion naira on a gate to the assembly complex, which critics argue is excessive and fraudulent. There has also been allegations of mishandling constituency funds and projects. Members of the Assembly immediately elected Mojisola Miranda, representing Apapa State constituency, as the new Speaker. An Oyo State High Court sitting in Ibadan, presided over by Justice K.B. Olawonyi, has granted the bail applications filed by Olori Naomi Shilekunola Oriyomi Hamzat and Abdullahi Fasasi, who are facing trial on a 4-count charge which borders on conspiracy, acceleration of debt, negligent acts causing harm, and omitting to provide adequate security and medical facilities. Chief Magistrate Olabisi Ogunkomi, presiding over Chief Magistrates Court 1, Iyaganku, Ibadan, had on November 24, 2024, ordered the trial to be remanded at Agodi Correctional Facility, pending an advice from the Department of Public Prosecution of the Oyo State Ministry of Justice. According to reports, the Oyo State government had instituted a fresh 18-count charge suit before the Oyo State High Court against the trio in relation to the stampede, bordering on alleged conspiracy to commit a felony. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has presented the staff of office to the new Alaafin of Oyo, Abimbola Akeem Owode. The governor presented the official instrument legitimizing the reign of a king to the new monarch at the Exco Chamber of the Governor's Office in Ibadan, the state capital, amid controversy concerning the choice of the new Alaafin announced by the governor last week. The symbolic event was performed nearly 3 years after the death of the former Alaafin Lamidi Adeyemi III. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has announced the approval of 4 airlines to airlift pilgrims for the 2025 Hajj. This is contained in a statement signed by the Assistant Director Information and Publication for the Commission, Fatima Usara. The statement said the selection process was conducted by a 32-member aviation screening committee inaugurated on November 26, 2024 by the Commission's chairman, Professor Abdullahi Usman. The Federal Capital Territory Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board has announced January 30th, 2025 as the new deadline for the registration of individuals intending to participate in 2025 Hajj pilgrimage. In a statement signed by the board's spokesperson, Mohammed Aliyu, the extension follows a directive from the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, to state pilgrims welfare boards and agencies to complete all financial remittances by February 1st. Aliyu says the board has already utilized over 40% of its Hajj quota since beginning the registration process in September 2024 and therefore urged prospective pilgrims to take advantage of the extension to make their deposits. Elsewhere in the news, troops of 6th Division Nigerian Army have destroyed no fewer than 32 illegal refineries in its continued efforts to curb oil theft across the Niger Delta region. The troops, with support from other security agencies, also deactivated 14 boats used for the criminal activities, arrested 15 suspected oil thieves, and recovered over 60,000 liters of stolen products during the operations. Acting Deputy Director, 6th Division Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Danjuma, in a statement, say the operations were conducted between January 6th and January 12th, 2025 across the Joint Operations Area. You're watching the live broadcast of News Express on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, Sports Commission defends Eric Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of the News Express. In business, as the country battles incessant blackouts, about 250 manufacturers and academic institutions have abandoned their respective power distribution companies to generate their own electricity. The organizations, many of whom are bulk electricity users, shunned the national grid to generate reliable electricity for themselves. This is coming amid the high cost of electricity, fuel price hikes, incessant grid collapses. Report says the firm has generated up to 6,500 megawatts of electricity altogether, which is higher than the country's power generation, currently hovering around 4,500 megawatts and 5,000 megawatts. The National Agricultural Development Fund has signed a contract agreement valued at $70 million for the direct procurement of 2,000 John Deere tractors. NAFD was mandated by the Federal Executive Council to spearhead the deployment of 10,000 John Deere tractors across Nigeria, with an initial rollout of 2,000 units scheduled for the first and second quarter of 2025, and to scale it up to 10,000 over the next 5 years. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, who witnessed the signing of the agreement between NAFD and AGCOM's International Training Center, the legal dealers of John Deere tractors in Abuja, disclosed that in October 2024, the Federal Executive Council approved the direct procurement of 2,000 tractors, 100 combined harvesters, among other mechanized implements. Asian and European markets sank after an outsized U.S. jobs report dealt another blow to hopes for more interest rate cuts, while oil extended a rally sparked by new sanctions on Russia's energy sector. The equity sell-off tracked hefty losses on Wall Street, where all three main indexes finished more than 1% lower as the new trading year continued to falter. Keenly awaited data had shown that the U.S. economy created 256,000 jobs last month, a jump from November's revised 212,000 and smashing forecast of 150,000 to 160,000. On the foreign scene, official documents have shown that the suspended South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol will receive a scheduled pay rise despite an impeachment trial and investigation into his ill-fated martial law declaration. Yoon has been impeached by lawmakers and is awaiting a final constitutional court ruling that could finalize his removal from office after he suspended civilian rule on December 3rd, sending soldiers into parliament and plunging South Korea into its worst political crisis in decades. Yoon was given a raise according to the civil servant salary table for 2025, even as he remains holed up in the presidential residence using his security details to resist arrest. Mozambique is set to swear in its new parliament following months of deadly protest over an election in October that the opposition say was rigged. Opposition leader Venancio Mondlane has called on his supporters to hold peaceful protests from Monday to Wednesday when Daniel Chapo is due to be installed as president. Mondlane claims he won the presidential vote and that the results were rigged in favor of Chapo Frelimo's party, which has been in power for 50 years. In sports now, the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, has defended the appointment of Eric Shelley as the new coach of the Super Eagles, praising his exceptional coaching, especially with the Malian Eagles. The 47-year-old's appointment by the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has faced criticism, with some arguing the football body settled for a former Malian coach instead of choosing a Nigerian for the top job. Speaking during a television program, Diko stated that Shelley has a strong understanding of African football and is well suited for the job. Meanwhile, Eric Shelley has officially been unveiled as the new head coach of Nigeria's Super Eagles at a ceremony which took place at the media conference room of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. The Nigerian Football Federation confirmed the former Mali international's appointment last Tuesday, making him the 42nd substantive head coach of the Super Eagles. Eric is also expected to lead the home-based Super Eagles in the 2024 African Nations Championship, set to take place in Ivory Coast. To end the Global TV News Express, here is a summary of our top stories. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pati, has disclosed that an independent assessment has been conducted to evaluate the quality of care in tertiary hospitals across the country. 32 members of the Lagos State House of Assembly have impeached Speaker Mudashiru Obasa over allegations of abuse of office and gross misconduct. In business, as the country battles incessant blackouts, about 250 manufacturers and academic institutions have abandoned their respective power distribution companies to generate their own electricity. On the foreign scene, official documents have shown that the suspended South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol will receive a scheduled pay rise despite an impeachment trial and investigation into his ill-fated martial law declaration. And in sports, we told you Eric Shelley has officially been unveiled as the new head coach of Nigeria's Super Eagles at a ceremony which took place at the media conference room of the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja. And that's it on Global Television News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nigecomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.